Alright, and we are back. Sorry about not commentating that last game, because it was a good one. We had a good upset. Maz beating out Kiro in the semifinals. And now, today's game, we have Cool Kid versus Orange in the semifinals. Alright, it looks like our player is back online. Sorry about that little delay. Let's see if both of our competitors are ready this time. Just need a confirmation from Orange. And it looks like Cool Kid is starting with a gray guy and a Flamin' Hot Cheese Stick, both cards we've seen in the tournament before. Gray guy, extremely powerful late game card. And we're passing to Orange. We're getting that game rolling now. Orange has drawn 2 from the deck. And decides to play an Arrow Punch. Card we've only seen in his deck. 1 damage attack gets boosted from other arrow punches in the deck, or in your chain, because of that dual typing. And we're on to Cool Kid. Starts off with a Heat Wave, the quote-unquote MVP of this tournament, it seems. Again, we thought this was going to be a bad card. Quite the opposite. So that is 10 damage for each of our players. And he passes since he drew 2 at the beginning of his turn. And he played 2, so we are moving on to Orange. Alright, Orange heals up the majority of his health with Mint Drop. Gotta make sure he is not playing any action cards next turn. But this turn he is allowed to play Buff Kid, which is an extremely powerful card that boosts the end of your chain. And it looks like Cool Kid is also playing a Buff Kid, followed by another gray guy. Extremely good for a common card. This is an uncommon, but it's still incredibly good. And the turn has been passed to Orange. Orange seemingly drawing 1 card from his deck. This allows him to nearly complete a full chain if he wanted to. Oh, and it looks like he is drawing another. Can't play any action cards this turn. Oh, and it looks like he is using his requirements to play that blue flame punch that won him the game last time. We'll see if it pulls through here. He discarded one additional card, so that two additional cards actually. So that should be a +2 damage on him. +3, excuse me. And a gray guy to go with that. He is, oh, he's buffed by Buff Kid. And gray guy also gets that +2 from Buff Kid as well. Now that Buff Kid's at the beginning of his chain, this could be an extremely deadly chain. Oh, it looks like Cool Kid has completely blocked Orange from playing any more action cards until this card expires, and retaliates with a Crab Punch, which does 3, which does 1 at the beginning of the turn, excuse me, and Cool Kid must take 3 because of the Ghost Bowman. Figuring out some ruling with Crab Punch. Deal 1 damage to your opponent at the start of every one of your turns. This lasts until the combo chain is completed. So this doesn't do any damage upon tapping, but it lasts until you do so. And the turn has been passed to Orange. Now it looks like, can you use a counter on the Ghost Bowman? Looks like he already has a counter on it. Just needs to increase that to 1. And Orange plays a Boxing Glove. We have not seen Boxing Glove very much this tournament. It is a 1 damage, but its enter ability is give one of your melee type cards +2, and your opponent moves a melee type card from their chain to their hand. And Cool Kid has a lot of melee cards in his chain, so this could help wreck that chain a little bit. And he decides to move that Crab Punch back into his hand. And additionally, Orange plays a Stretch Punch, which gets that +2. We have an old card image here, so it still shows the super old punch type that was basically the same symbol, and we took it out for pretty obvious reasons. But Stretch Punch is just a standard 2 damage attack. So it looks like Cool Kid is drawing a 2 this turn, which is completely reasonable as he can't really play 3 in general. Or finishing his turn with 2 cards would be a lot better than drawing 3 and only being able to play 1. So we'll see where he goes with this. Orange setting up a pretty powerful chain here. That buff kid is working extremely well in his favor. Looks like both of our competitors today are running melee focus decks, but Orange is really focusing on that punch archetype, which Boxing Glove certainly boosts. And it looks like Gloomy is playing a Heat Wave. We all know what Heat Wave does at this point. And Cool Kid is tapping. We'll see how much damage. This is an extremely big chain. 37 damage for Orange. This brings Orange down to an extremely low health. Luckily, he has some defenses in place and room to grow his chain, so he could retaliate extremely powerfully. Yep, Orange is at 5. And let's see what Orange does with this. Alright, Orange is drawing 2. And playing a Science Punch. We saw Science Punch in his key chain last game. And it looks like that is a +5 on Science Punch because of Buff Kid and Boxing Glove. And Pumpkin Sword is also played, which gives +2 damage to all melee attacks. So that is bumping up that number to +5. Cool Kid had a really good play last turn, but I think this is setting up to win Orange the game. Yep, there's the tap. Let's see what this final number is. 44 damage. That is a GG. Orange moving on to the finals. Another super close game. That Bowman really helped Cool Kid, but it was not enough. Alright, and here we are with the fight for third place. This is not the finals yet. We're just playing a game between the third and fourth players to see who wins. The third place prize, which is just a Discord roll, on our official Discord server. And it looks like Kira is choosing to go second, so it is Gloomy's turn. The stream is officially on, and we are ready to go. And Cool Kid is starting with the Spaghetti Tornado. Not shocking. And a Little Ghost, which is a vanilla 3 damage that we have seen. Not too much. And, oh, he's also playing a Ghost Bowman, which almost won him last game. Make sure you take that damage from Ghost Bowman. And here we have Kiro with 2 Mozzarella Rockets for his turn. And we're back over to Gloomy. And we have 2 gray guys from Cool Kid. And Kira starting off with a Heat Wave. It's 5 for both players. And a Happy Doggo to help get that health back and get another card in his hand before he ends his turn here. Oh, and he's tapping. That is a pretty small chain, but that's okay. Chip damage has proven to do well. And it looks like he got an attack for one of his Mozzarella Rockets, so he was able to draw an additional card. And Cool Kid is down to 31 on turn 3. Here we are with a 2. And another Heat Wave is out. Oh, looks like we forgot about Bowman once again. It'd be like that. Not too much of a change, just 2 health. But and it looks like Cool Kid is healing with that mint drop again. Kira's drawing. We'll see how much is he drawing with a 1? Oh yeah, that fills up his chain. Alright, we have a Demon Pig. See which cards he is choosing to discard from Cool Kid's chain. Or if he's just using it for a requirement. Both are very good options with Demon Pig. Oh, and he's discarding from the hand already. Oh, but Demon Pig is not allowed. We keep forgetting about that Ghost Bowman. Really intrusive on Kiro's plans here. So we are back to where we started again. That's okay. Alrighty, instead he's playing a Krav Maga. It's okay. Ghost Moment is on his last turn. Oh, and Kiro is tapping for a 5, but that does block Cool Kid from drawing and eliminates Ghost Bowman. So let's see what Cool Kid does here. He cannot draw, but he does have 4 cards in his hand, so we'll see. He should be able to play something. Except no actions because of mint drop. Alrighty, and Cool Kid is playing 2 attacks, so this is legal. A Heat Wave and an Evil Worm, which means he can't play attack cards next turn. And I'm guessing we're going to see a tap here, as he has a full 8-card chain. We'll see how much damage this does. It should be a pretty substantial chain here. $38 damage from that chain. Those gray guys are coming in handy here. As you can see, that is 7 damage per gray guy, plus the 10 from the Heat Wave, plus the Evil Worm. That is a lot. Kiro is at 6. But now the board is completely cleared. Oh, only 33, which is still a very good chain. And now that we have a blank board, it is basically anyone's game here. And Kiro is healing up with a Happy Doggo here. And 2 Happy Doggos. Okay, that brings him back up to 6. Still not that good of a lead, but oh, he's playing 3. That's probably his best move right now, just to stock up on cards and get some healing on the way. Cool Kid is drawing 2. No attacks this turn, but he can play that Spaghetti Tornado, which will yield him 2 more cards. And a Crab Punch, which will deal 1 damage at the start of Cool Kid's turn, so it is next turn. And that mint drop was the turn before. So he is legally allowed to play that. So Kiro has drawn 1 more card to max out his hand and plays Abomination. See if he uses that to block his Cool Kid's draw here. Thank you to anyone spectating the game. Alright, here is a nuke from Kiro. Each player discards a card of their choice from their chain. Smart move, discarding Spaghetti Tornado, and he is tapping. No use of that Krav Maga, but that is 5 damage nonetheless. Alright, that crab punch is coming into effect, dealing 1 damage to Kiro. And Cool Kid plays a Krav Maga and a Little Ghost. And a Heat Wave, and taps. Is that the win? That is the win. That was the perfect hand for Cool Kid. Cool Kid wins third. Rough day for Kiro today. 2 losses, unfortunately. Alright, that means the only thing we have left is our grand finals, mozzarella sticks versus orange. Alright, here we are. We are back with our grand finals here. Like I said, it is a best 2 out of 3. Orange has chosen to go second, so Moz will go first, and the cards are drawn. Looks like Moz is not doing anything on his first turn and just passes it to Orange. Interesting decision. Have not seen it in the tournament yet. Of course, we are in our grand final, so anything can happen right now. Orange chooses to draw 2, allowing him to play up to 2 cards right now. Alright, and Orange is starting with a stretch punch on the board. On to Moz. Looks like we have some stale hands at the start of this game. Alright, Moz is starting with a Ghost Lifter. That 6 damage that weakens over time. And 2 of those. I would be surprised if he does not tap. Yeah, there it is. There is the tap. That is 12 damage to start this game in turn on Maz's second turn. Here we are, back to Orange's turn. And Orange has chosen to draw 2 once again, filling up that hand. And Spaghetti Tornado to fill that hand once more. And a Mint Drop from Orange, healing that health back up. Oh, apparently that was the wrong card. That Mint Drop was not what Orange intended to do. Alright, instead he plays a Sad Doggo, heals less health, but allows him to play action cards next turn. Oh, and Maz is starting with a Reflex. And with that Reflex, he leaves Orange to his turn. See what orange here does here. He is drawing one to max out that 10 card hand. Excuse me, he has room for one more, but he is very close. Leaving that option to play 3 though. And there he is. There is the buff kid that has helped orange so much. And another sad doggo to get that health back up. Does not serve as a requirement for his... Oh, and Moz plays a Fallen Corn, reveals a Fallen Corn. When your opponent plays a card that heals them, activate this card. Your opponent does not heal due to that card's ability. So that sad doggo has been blocked. But that seems to be okay because it looks like we are having a blue Flame Punch set up here. And there it is. Orange's signature card, it seems. And that has a +4 from those 2 extra discards and the buff kid. Alright, Maz is starting with a Heat Wave here, and he's just going with it. Taking 5, but dealing 10. Bringing orange down to 37. Keeping Maz at 45. And it looks like orange is choosing to draw 1. We'll see what this does. Oh, he chooses another card to draw. Before he plays anything, plays that Science Punch, which gets +5 from the buff kid and blue Flame Punch being in play. And a Krav Maga, which gives him an additional 2 damage on that. Blocks Maz from playing an item card unless he wants it discarded immediately. And Maz starts with an Abomination. 3 damage blocking that draw power. We'll see if he just decides to tap that to block the draw, or if he wants to build up that chain more. And there it is. There is a Flamin' Hot Cheese Stick. Heal 4 or draw 4, and he taps it. Let's see if he chooses to do 4 damage. Oh yes, he does. 7 damage with no draw for orange. No actions next turn, but he is choosing to heal regardless. That's okay, probably his best move right now. This is Orange's big chance to get that big chain. He only has one blue Flame Punch in his deck, so... See what Maz chooses to do here. Maz has been playing with small chains this turn, or this game, but it seems to be working. Cyborg Bat for 5 if he taps this turn, because it is an attack that deals damage equal to the amount of cards in their opponent's hand, and he plays a Knife Conjurer, so he can search his deck for a knife card in the name and put it in his hand, and that will be marked with a +2 later. Looks like he has drawn a Knife Storm. That Knife Storm will be a 8 damage. We'll see. Orange is not too blocked by not being able to play action cards this turn. He typically uses attacks. At least we've seen that in the past few games. So hopefully that mint drop is not holding him back too much right now. Congratulations, Moz. I hope playing Combo Masters and Space Cadet Pinball at the same time is very entertaining. Alright, Orange with the Krav Maga, and it looks like he's discarding more cards. For that Krabrati Master requirement. That is a 5 damage, and he's able to search his deck for crab cards and add it to his chain, and they get +2, so he is cycling those Krav Magas right now. So that Krabrati Master gets +2 from the buff kid, and +4.
The $100 body. It said. What?
Alrighty. Another Krabrati Master. We have not seen that this game in any of the games so far. He's gotten those melees down. That is a 9 attack Krabrati Master. And Orange has passed the turn. Alright, Maz is drawn 2. Orange decreasing that hand so that Cyborg Bat does less and less damage. Spaghetti Tornado maxes out Maz's hand right now. And he plays Knife Storm using that Knife Conjury. Order should not matter there, so we'll let that slide. And that Knife Storm is a +2 from the Knife Conjury. This game is closer than it looks. Okay. So that is an 8, 9, 10, 11 damage tap. That will bring down orange to 22. However, orange does have a huge chain right now, but Maz has a lot of health for this stage in the game. Orange still has 2 more card slots left in his chain, and he decides to play Ghost Lifter, which probably means he's going to tap this turn. Not shocked. That is an 8 damage Ghost Lifter, and he has 2 of them. This might be the win. This might be the win. That is a GG. There's too many boosts on that. 51 damage chain. That is the largest chain we have seen this entire game, this entire tournament. That is insane. So that is 1 for orange, 0 for Maz. If orange wins the next game, he is officially the first place winner. He gets his deck sent to him from the Game Crafter. And let's see. Now this game is starting. Second game in the grand finals. Maz is offering that orange goes first. I think a coin flip is the fairest option here. Orange chooses tails, he gets heads. See if Maz changes anything from that. Orange is officially going first, breaking his coin flip winning streak he's had this entire tournament. This could be the last game, everybody. Orange starting with a Spaghetti Tornado, unsurprising for the first turn. And a Stretch Punch. 2 Stretch Punches to be exact. He is allowed to do that. Using that draw from Spaghetti Tornado to still draw on his first turn. And Maz plays an Abomination, along with a Cyborg Bat, which would do 4 if he taps this turn to block that draw. And he does not tap. Okay, it is orange. Back to orange. Orange drawing 2 cards this turn. Hopefully you can get rid of those so that Cyborg bet is less powerful. Okay, classic buff kid from Orange. And Orange plays an item. We have not seen that since his first game, that extra arm, +1 damage for each punch card in your chain, which is 2 right now. I would not be shocked if he plays more. Ma's drawing 2 for his turn. Seems to be the best early game option. Equal amount of card play and card gain, and a heat wave from Maz dealing 5 to each of them. Now I would not be shocked if this is a small tap from Maz to block that draw and deal a decent amount of damage. That would be a 13 card tap, and he does it. Block that 13 and block 12, no draw, excuse me. Abomination does. Oh well, we'll let that slide. And Orange with the mint drop. Hopefully he's not relying too much on his action cards. And a Sad Doggo, another action card this turn to heal him back up, reverse anything that just happened, and passes it on to Maz. That card, that chain tap was basically useless for Maz at this point. Looks like Maz is searching his discard for that Ghost Explorer. And Maz grabbed an Abomination and decides to play it. And then uses Ghost Explorer to bring out a Knife Storm. Oh, and then Maz is tapping already. 9 and no draw. That leaves Orange pretty limited in what he can do this turn. He has a pretty... Yep, and he's just passing it. I don't blame him. Not much he could have done this turn. We'll see what Maz does. Maz playing a Reflex to start. We've seen him use that Fallen Corn before. I would not be surprised if this one is also a Fallen Corn. And a Ghost Bowman. That is going to block Orange. Hopefully he wasn't planning on using even more action cards. Ghost Bowman has seen a substantial roadblock during these series of games. That's what brought Kiro down. And now we are here with Maz using it as well. Alright, 2 cards from Kiro, or from Orange. We'll see what happens here. And Orange plays a Krav Maga, gets that +2, but it is a Meteor, so his Krav Maga is blocked. But fortunately, he was able to play a Grey Guy, which, if he fills up his chain, will be a 7 damage tap, unless he taps now. Nope, he is waiting for next turn, and it is Maz's turn once again. Maz drawing 2. Empty chain, lots of space to work with. And another reflex. Is it a meteor? Is it a fallen corn? We'll just have to find out when orange plays something. And a spaghetti tornado to fill Maz's hand back up. He can't play any more cards, so he's passing it back to orange. Orange contemplating what to do with that reflex card in play. If he plays an attack, he does run the risk of that being another meteor. However, that would be Maz's final meteor in his deck. And orange does play an attack. It is Boxing Glove. Let's see if that is a meteor or a fallen corn. Nope. But that does give gray guy +2. Maz does not have a he does not have a healing card. Alright, another spaghetti tornado from Maz, just stocking up on those cards. If orange had a cyborg bat right now, that would deal a massive amount of damage. Alright, and Maz comes in with the cool kid. That cool kid has been buff kid. That buff kid has really been helping orange a lot. Looks like Maz's strategy is also relying on that. I would not be surprised if we see a small tap here for 6. Alright, let's see, because orange has 8 cards right now in his chain, so he cannot play anything else to his chain. Let's see if he has anything to play that has a requirement. Otherwise, he really has to tap this turn. Nope, he's just stocking up and waiting. He's waiting with that full chain. Ghost Bowman is now out, so orange can play actions. Man, that Meteor Ghost Bowman combo is scary. But it looks like Maz plays a Ghost Lifter and adds +2 from the buff kid. As well as Snapclaw. Let's see. Oh, he's tapping Ghost Lifter early for 8. That Ghost Lifter is discarded, but that Snapclaw does stay. Alright, we'll see what orange's options are. Oh, he's preparing. I think we're going to see a blue flame punch right here, which will gain additional damage. There it is, blue flame punch. Let's see what that boost is from discarding so many cards. It is a +5 with the Buff Kid discard combo. But this seems to be playing into Maz's hands right here. Maz still does have 40 health, so even with this large chain that Orange seems to be building up, it might not help in time. Oh, it is a +6 actually for Blue Flame Punch. And a Honey Bear, so that Blue Flame Punch will get another +1. Might as well get that extra damage in, right? Even if he has more punches, that'll be a 4 damage stretch punch if he has any of those. And a nuke. Well, let's see what Maz removes from Orange's chain. It is the boxing glove. Interesting. And a Razor Ring, powerful weapon card. Once per game, you may draw this card back from the discard pile. We've seen this card. It is a 4 damage attack. Has the weapon requirement, so he did have to discard the nuke to play it, but that is okay. Nuke had already had its effect. And a Ghost Explorer. He's once again searching that deck. That discard pile, hoping to get a good random card. Let's see what he draws. It is a Cyborg Bat. That is a very good card right now, but he has passed the turn nonetheless. He does not want to play it this turn, waiting for Orange to maybe have more cards in his hand. Oh, and Orange is removing extra arm from play to deal 3 damage. But with Honey Bear, he takes 6 actually, bringing him down to 34. This game is becoming more and more even. That was a good move. And now he's playing a Pumpkin Sword, which will add +2 to all of his melee attacks here, which he has 3, including this Ghost Lifter. This is a super close game, but Orange might be taking it right now. That is a +5 for the Blue Flame Punch, including that Pumpkin Sword. Doing some recalculating from that transition from extra arm to Pumpkin Sword. Yep, that's 40. That is game. Orange is the official winner of the first Combo Masters tournament with prizes. Thank you for everyone that has been watching. It was a surprise. Oh, never mind. Maz is waiting. He's delaying it with a surprise stab. Can this win Maz the game? Sorry about that. That was a completely Let's see if he can deal 28 damage this turn, otherwise Maz is dead. Yeah, sorry about that false proclamation. I forgot about that surprise stab. I'm giving Maz a second to conduct that plan. He needs to deal 28 damage in this turn. Right now his chain looks to have a maximum of 612 right now. He needs to add 14 more damage to his chain somehow this turn. Now he already has used that Snaviclaw, so he can't use the Snaviclaw now. But Maz does have a lot in his hand to work with. Now all the games have been intense, but I don't think any of the games have been as intense as this. This is for the crown if Orange wins. Snaviclaw has been discarded to put Spike Blob on the board. Can he do anything else? That is an 8 damage Spike Blob. He really only needs one more attack to build that up and win. It is neck and neck. Oh, an Eraser Ring comes out of the discard. That is a +6. I think, is that the win? This could be it. We could be going into... Oh my gosh, we are. We are going into... That surprise stab just... That surprise stab just won Maz the game. Now that is maximizing that surprise stab potential. Good game, Maz. That means we are going into our third game of the best of 3. Alright, and we are back in our last game of the tournament. We have Orange versus Maz. Each have won one game. It all comes down to this. So let's see who's going first here. Maz won the coin flip, so we will see. Alright, Maz is going first. No draw, but gets a Spaghetti Tornado on the board. Two cards nonetheless. And a Nice Storm, using that Spaghetti Tornado to pay for it, as you can see there. Alright, and we're moving on to Orange turn. Krav Maga is out, as well as a Stretch Punch. Hope Maz wasn't planning on using any items. He hasn't the past 2 games, so I would not be shocked if Krav Maga is kind of not being used to his full potential by Orange, which is unfortunate because of the good gameplay we've seen from Orange. However, Maz has shown himself in this tournament, and he is tapping Knife Storm early for 6, and using that Snavaclaw to deploy a Spike Blob, who he is also tapping for 6 more damage. Interesting moves. Alright, and we have a Spaghetti Tornado from Orange stocking up after that decent blow from only 2 attack cards. Alright, and we have a mint drop to heal back up to 46. He cannot play action cards next turn, but this turn he can play that buff kid, and he's passing it over to Maz. Maz draws 2. Now we have not seen a deck out, and I'm not surprised by this by our top players. Oh, and that's 10 damage. No, 15? I don't know, that is a lot for Orange to take right here. Orange barely even having time to build his chain. Alright, Orange is drawn. Discarding that Krav Maga and the Stretch Punch. Most likely to play that Blue Flame Punch. Oh, and we're seeing a Crab Rotting Master actually, who gets a +2 there. And using that, seeks out a Crab card and Krav Maga, who also gets +4 from the Buff Kid and the Crab Rotting Master. And we're back to Maz. Alright, and there's a Knife Conjury. Seeking out that Knife Storm again. Orange seems to be confused about something. Never mind. Alright, that Knife Conjury is in play. Yep, there's that Knife Storm, as predicted. And there's the Shuffle. And a Razor Ring using that Knife Conjury. And he's tapping that Razor Ring for 4 to get that in that discard pile. Orange doesn't even seem to be able to do anything right now. Now he is able to play action cards this turn. That mint drop has worn off. Alright, healing up from that sad doggo. Might as well. 22 is a low number, but 26 is a little better. It's still not super helpful. That's only like 1 of Maz's attacks. However, I think we are seeing a Blue Flame Punch now. There it is. And let's see how many this gets. A +4 bonus, 2 from the 2 extra discards and from Buff Kid. Orange seems to be moving along swell If Maz can't do anything in the next couple of turns, Orange might have the win. We've seen it before. Would not be surprised if we see it in the finals here. Looks like Maz is bringing Razor Ring back already. And a Ghost Explorer to get another card out of his discard. We'll see what he gets. And he has chosen a Spike Blob at random out of his discard. Not a bad option for Maz. Even though he can't play it right now, he has no creatures out. Alright, we're on to Orange. He has drawn. Orange has to think about what to do next year. It's going to take a strategic plan to play against Maz's playstyle of small taps. They do have an even amount of cards in their deck right now. However, and we have a Ghost Lifter on Orange's side, which gets a +2. That is an 8. Oh, 2 of them. I would not be surprised if we see a tap. Can it reach 40? With a Pumpkin Sword, that buffs all of his creatures right now, all of his attack cards. That could be the win. That is. Is that 40? 42 damage. Orange wins the tournament after a giant turn of events. Looks like Orange's deck will be going up on the Game Crafter for y'all to use that melee deck, and he also gets to submit an alt art for that deck. It is unique to him. That was such a tight game, especially with that early play game from Maz. Well, thank you everyone for participating overall. I just want to thank you to all of our 10 participants for our first tournament. It's been a really fun 2 days. Some great intense gameplay using cards that we have not seen. That Blue Flame Punch is the MVP. I would not be surprised if we're getting an alt art of Blue Flame Punch.